Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am TheChornick. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Ash made it to the Masters 8. He did it. He has defeated Raihan. That match was pretty unexpected in a way because I thought Gengar was going to lose. Honestly, because he's been treated so terribly throughout the series. I thought, Dragonite was going to be the one to get some wins. But no, Gengar got 2 wins. So redemption for Gengar finally, because up to now, I think he's only had 2 wins, which was, at least on-screen wins, right? Which was against the Raichu and then Marty's Grimmsnarl. And then, if I'm forgetting another one, maybe he had another one. But yeah, he didn't have very many wins. It was nice to see him have 2 back-to-back wins here and be, like, honestly, kind of like the star of this one. Although Lucario did take what Greninja taught him, grew a massive Aura Sphere and used it against Raihan's Duragun, which we thought was going to happen anyway, right? And that was going to be like the finale, and that it was going to be a Mega Lucario, but Lucario doesn't even need to Mega Evolve. Greninja taught him how to be powerful without even needing Mega Evolution. So awesome, thanks Greninja for all that. There was also a cameo of Greninja here. Greninja out in the forest, like feeling the aura of Lucario and Ash as they were, about to use the move. So that was nice to have Greninja in this episode as well, when he didn't have to be, but, he could feel it, because, he could feel it from them, even from that far away. So that was nice that they implemented him here. And, dude, Alain is returning. Oh my goodness. There was a lot of rumors going around that he was going to be part of the Masters 8. There's a lot of people that just didn't believe it because, like, why would they put him in there? Well, Ash has never beaten him. He is the one rival that Ash has never defeated, ever, in the entire, like, in Pokemon anime. Usually Ash ends up defeating his rivals, right? Alain is the most powerful because he has never been able to beat Alain. So that's going to be really interesting. And the fact they had both Alain in the Masters 8 be revealed, and they have Greninja in this episode too, we might be seeing an Ash versus Alain later in the Masters 8. So whether that's the first round or the second round, that's yet to be foreseen. I could see an Alain versus Steven, to be honest with you. I could see that. I could see Alain versus Leon as well, because of a Charizard v Charizard. Obviously, Steven and Alain have history, so that's why I feel like that would also be a good matchup to see them fight each other. But those would really be the only 3 that I could see, is either Ash and Alain, Leon and Alain, or Steven and Alain. So those are the 3 matchups I think are going to happen there, or potentially could happen with Alain. Ash, though, I think will probably fight Cynthia. He might fight Cynthia. I know a lot of people hope that he gets to fight Cynthia, but it could be anybody, right? He can only be fighting 2 people before he fights Leon, probably, right? Unless Leon somehow isn't number 1. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't win. Now, if this was an actual tournament, Leon would be like 1st seed and Ash is the 8th seed, so technically they would fight first, right? Because the 1st seed usually fights the last seed in whatever bracket, sports-wise, right, that we would look at in the real-life scenario. But in Pokemon, things might be a little different. So obviously Leon might be battling someone completely else, or maybe Ash has to win his way up to Leon. Nothing's really kind of set in stone yet. But I'm guessing it's supposed to be kind of like a Pokemon League-esque tournament where they have to battle in kind of like the top 8 to a top 4, and then finally the finals. It's probably the most logical thought. So perhaps it'll be Ash versus Alain, Ash versus Cynthia, and then finally Ash versus Leon. Now, if Ash does fight Alain, he has to use Ash Greninja. Like, that's what we even said this in the last video. He's saving Ash Greninja. He didn't show him in the last, when Greninja's, episode was airing, because he's saving it for Alain, in my opinion. Ash Greninja's finally gonna get his revenge. He's finally going to win. And they're finally going to make, I think what they're trying to do is make XY fans happy, and having Alain be here, right? Because remember the backlash that was happening at the end of X and Y, with Alain winning over Ash. So I think what they're doing, what these writers are doing, is putting Alain in here for Ash to finally win, finally beat him. Or to even just show, man, Ash had no chance because Alain is so top tier. He's better than all of his previous rivals. He is extremely powerful. Like, there was no way Ash was going to win against him back then. Like, Alain was saying that he was, like, mentally better than him or something like that. But here we actually get to perhaps see Ash finally beat him in the Masters 8. And make up and appease the XY fans for what happened at the end of X and Y. So, like, hopefully they come out with a better ending here and allow people to look at X and Y's tournament as, like, okay, that's more acceptable now that we see Ash versus Alain here in the top 8 trainers of all time, which Ash is now the top 8 strongest trainer. Alain is the 6th strongest in the world. Iris, our girl Iris, has made it up there as well, which is insane. I don't think Ash is going to fight Iris, to be honest, though. We've already seen him beat her pretty easily, to be honest, so I don't think they're going to fight each other. I think maybe it'll be like a Cynthia versus Iris, or Diantha, or maybe Steven. I just don't see Iris fighting Ash. We already saw it, so we don't need to see it, right? We've already seen kind of a Diantha versus Ash and Ash Greninja back then during X and Y, so we don't really need to see that. I don't think many people would be excited to see that, so honestly, I'm kind of counting out both Iris and Diantha as a potential opponent for Ash. But they have been hyping up Cynthia, Lance, and now they have Alain up there. So those are, I think, what we're looking at before Leon, right? Cynthia, Lance, and Alain, I think, are the 3 candidates, top candidates for Ash to be fighting before he fights Leon. That's my prediction anyway. Yet another nice call to X and Y. Nice little gift to X and Y fans. To be honest, all the X and Y returns have been the best so far. My opinion. I know I'm an X and Y fan, but I know I like that series the most. But they have been the best. Alright, let's just be honest with ourselves. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys could tell me what you guys think about this episode. I thought it was a very good battle. I thought it was a nice battle. It was very quick. I felt like they were defeating each other extremely quickly. Like, I mean, it was a 3-on-3. They had to get through the battle relatively quickly because they did have the whole beginning. They had the end showing, you know, who he's going to fight in the future, who the Masters 8 is. And they had the battle in the middle. I like this episode. It was structured very nicely. Flygon, who we know is using Sandstorm even in the games. He uses that against Ash's Pokemon and does a pretty good job. I mean, it's a pretty good tactic. Ash's Dragonite stood no chance. And honestly, I thought Dragonite was going to take out one of Raihan's Pokemon. I did not expect Gengar to do this well. I was kind of expecting, like, right when I saw Dragonite pass out, I'm like, oh my gosh. Is Gengar actually going to get a win? And then Flygon looked like he was about to destroy Gengar. Like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh my god, they did not just do that to our boys, to both of them. That's such disrespect. And then they're gonna have Lucario win all 3. Like, talk about bias towards Lucario, right? But they didn't end up doing that. Gengar, Ash was decided, you know what? I don't need Mega Evolution. Here, Gengar. Here's Dynamax, right? Or Gigamax. Turned on Gigamax. Gengar swallowed the Sandstorm, knocked out Flygon, and then knocked out Goodra as well. I mean, of course, Goodra, like, hit him multiple times. What was it, like, Hydro Pump, Surf, Thunder when it was raining? And by the way, it's raining, so that means the Water-type moves are, like, more powerful, right? So Gengar was tanking. But yet, there you go, again, Goodra, right? Goodra appeared. I mean, of course, it's Raihan's Goodra, but yet another X and Y reference, perhaps, eh? But Greninja was here as well. Remember, Goodra used the Rainstorm stuff as well, back in the X and Y series. See, and Raihan was actually able to use the Thunder move as well, a direct hit, right? What Tierno was trying to do back in XY to Shota, remember? So there's a lot of, like, kind of XY references, I feel like, scattered throughout this episode, because even Tierno was trying to do that, you know, direct hit from the Thunder and instantly take out the Sceptile, right? Gengar tanked it, though. Oh my gosh. Like, he tanked it. He tanked a Hydro Pump, like 2 Surfs, and I think another Hydro Pump after that. So 2 Hydro Pumps, a Thunder, and, like, he took the Crunch from the Flygon. He took Dragon Claw. Like, that's a lot of attacks. Gengar tanked, bro. So I'm really happy that Gengar finally got his redemption, his wins. Really kind of helps even out the playing field for how well he's been doing. And Lucario, I mean, what? That was like 2 moves that he used. He hit him with a couple Aura Spheres and won. You know, and then the big Aura Sphere, and he like chucked it through the freaking gigantic sand block thing that was gonna come down and crush him. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those are all my predictions as well as kind of insights in this episode. All those XY references. Alon's coming back, confirmed. Iris is the Master Race 8 as well. All these champions. Who do you guys think is going to fight who? What's gonna stack up? Who's gonna win in those battles? What do you think about this battle against Raihan itself? Are you happy that Gengar finally got some wins and some love? Whereas Dragonite, sadly, his undefeated streak is over. So that's kind of like the downside to finally giving Gengar some love. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. We got like a Go episode next, and then we have Paul after that, I think, and then Alola. So that's in the future, but we'll get to that eventually. But ladies and gentlemen, I love your faces. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe if you have not yet. Follow me on Twitter, TheChornick. And peace off. Thank you very much.